Holy Moses, this is kind of scary. Welcome to the Wrestling Fans Insight Sunday Takedown for the 2024 WWE Royal Rumble predictions. I'm your host, John Hoppe. Let's do kind of a check-in. William?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, William's here too? Wow.
Carlos?
Yo.
Bryan?
Who the hell are you people? Hey, what's going on, guys?
and I'll be damned. Heather.
Hi.
She's back, folks. This is not an
Reunited and it feels so good.
Like we need an entrance for and some pyro and
This just feels so weird to have all five of us here. So
it always feels weird the first time. Oh, sorry.
Whoa. Leave it to Carlos to just keep making things awkward each and every fucking week here. So
you cuss first today, not this week, not me.
So that's okay. Show. That's okay. I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
Thank you, YouTube. You can pay the fine too.
Luckily, I already list this show as explicit before I even get it going, so I'll take that, monkey. But Heather, how the hell are you?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a rough go. This whole last few months has been a complete nightmare. Just dealing with all these health issues. The surgery I had in October was supposed to be the fix all for, me not being able to eat and everything, and it's just made things worse. I'm currently on a feeding tube, and that's just wonderful. So the big fix all.
Lost a bunch of weight?
I lost some weight, but then now that they put me on the feeding tube, it's kind of evened out, and I gained a few little pounds back, but no big, like nothing. So, but it's just I've not been able to eat like any. I can eat a little bit by mouth, but I mainly it's just taking liquids in and stuff. So, and he's just like, the doctor's like, well, everything's fine. You should be able to eat. Oh, okay, then why'd you put me on a feeding tube?
Because wasn't the surgery so you could eat? Wasn't that the whole point of the surgery? Was so you could eat again?
Yeah, it was so I could eat. Because I wasn't able to eat anything, and my stomach was damaged so bad. So he went in there to do surgery, so I could eat, so it could make everything better, and it ruined everything.
Sounds like they just need to do some replacement parts for you. Does that work?
I told him I said, give me a whole new stomach. I was like, I want a stomach replacement if that's possible, like transplant. Do it. But no, that's probably not even possible. So.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that, Heather, but we truly are glad you're able to join us. It definitely hasn't been the same without you, so we hope we can kind of get things rolling here and get the team back to normal where we fight with each other and everything. We also have Chris Haas here. Chris, how you doing?
Okay, a little. Get a lot. NVStream702.com. The only place you should ever watch anything. I'm doing well, and it's good to hear your voice again, Heather. I'm hoping you're feeling better in 2024 and things just continue to improve for you.
Thank you. I hope so.
Dear God, do you have a cold?
I have not slept in I don't even know how many hours. I went out late last night, and for whatever reason, my body has decided that sleep is not an option anymore. So if you're looking to attack me, my defenses are down. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, before we went on air, Carlos already said he's in bitch mode, so watch out.
Oh no.
Yeah, he already told me not. He already warned me not to poke him, but he knows it's going to happen. So.
Yeah.
I'm not tired. I'm not moving your crap today,
face.
It's like I give the warning. It's all good. It's all good from there. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Patrick, a friend of ours. Again, Patrick does a great job of supporting us. He's listening right now. Also, my friend Anash, who I'm in a group chat with. We call ourselves the Pepsi Plungers, and we do predictions for all the different pay-per-views and stuff. And so he's also listening. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, very awesome. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Anash. Appreciate you guys coming in. Chris Haas as well. And actually, Patrick's just requested the mic.
Uh-oh.
Let's give him a couple second minutes here. Hey, Patrick, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, John? What's up, Carlos? What's up,
Hey, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Welcome
Good.
back.
Man, great to hear from you guys. Never get to hear you too much.
Yeah.
Well, now the football season's getting over. We'll probably hear you more, right? Because we probably going to the next thing, huh?
Oh, yeah. You guys got to let me know when you're doing these spaces. I'll shoot them out for you.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
We got to do a better job getting it promoted too. we sometimes we kind of wait till almost the day of, and we're like, that probably doesn't help, but that's okay.
Yeah, but that's still not bad. It gets going. Even if you give an hour notice, usually that's pretty good, you know?
Yeah. And well, you know, the good thing about us is we get on all our available platforms too, you know. So, you know, anybody who misses the live, they'll still be able to hear the recorded version. So that's all good.
Definitely. As soon as I seen it, I already shot it out and retweeted it. So
Thanks, man.
I appreciate
it's
you.
always for you guys, man. You guys always are good to me. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
You're
That's
right.
what friends are about, man.
Hell yeah.
That's what it is. Exactly. I'm just going to listen in here, check it out, watching some of the game, watching football and drinking a couple beers.
Enjoy, man. Who you rooting for today?
Detroit, I think. We'll see.
And in the later one, who you rooting for?
I don't know. Maybe Buffalo. I don't care. I'm good with anybody.
I'm going with either one. But I think I want Josh. I think his team needs to step up and take advantage of Mahomes while he's kind of down. They don't really have a good wide receiving core. So I hope to see Josh Allen go forward.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Well,
Yeah, Bryan.
isn't Taylor Swift just the receiver there? That's the only thing I gathered all season. So, you know.
Shut up, you Swifty.
So what's going on with the Royal Rumble? When's it coming? I love it.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Oh man, that's one thing I will tune in for.
Oh yeah.
Those are some of my favorite times, man.
And if you got Peacock, that's the best way to
Well,
watch.
everyone has Peacock now because they had to get it to watch last week's game, so that's what they're all excited about.
Right? Well, what's funny is I didn't have Peacock, and I got a couple buddies. I put out that I wasn't going to get it, and everybody was DMing me their codes to get on, so I didn't have to pay for it. It was pretty cool.
You know, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm on my friends because you can add like 5 people to your thing, I think. So it's like you just gotta be smart about it.
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't going to take random people that I don't trust as much, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. Instead of always chimed in with them, I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. And he's like, yeah, I trust you, Pat. You're not doing another one. So it was really cool. Otherwise, I wasn't going to watch it. But worked out pretty cool.
Yeah, 22 million people watched it. So I think that was a big win for the NFL and for Peacock.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it just sucks to have to pay for something else, but you got to pay somewhere, right?
Well,
It's the way of the world. I heard that they're predicting on one of the wrestling chats that eventually they think the Super Bowls will be pay-per-view.
Wow, I could see that happening.
I can see it happening too,
or
especially
maybe,
with everything going to streaming.
or maybe Peacock will get the rights to the Super Bowl. Who knows?
Oh, I bet you that's what they're trying to shoot for, right? Makes sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, and really, Peacock, the monthly price really isn't that bad. The only thing I felt bad for was everybody who paid for the NFL ticket. And then that happens. I'm like, oh, shit.
Right.
As long as the pricing's reasonable still. I mean, I know Netflix kept going up like every year, and I was like, they're about one more price increase from getting cut. Royal Rumble
crazy.
The question is, though, with Netflix, you got so many streaming services. Does anybody really have anything to do with Netflix much anymore?
You know, I end up rotating a few of them.
Yeah, that's what I do. Rotate them too. Like I keep HBO Max year round. Me and a friend of mine, we split the cost. So he sends me the cash out money every year because I sign up for the year to save money. And then the same thing. Like with my aunt, like I just have certain people. Like my aunt shares her Netflix with me. My friend shares I share my HBO Max with him. He shares his Peacock with me. You guys just have those people like Trachu said, people that you trust, people that you can just got a network, and that's what it's about these days because it's all going to go to streaming eventually.
Is this kind of like a show me yours, show me?
Yeah, exactly.
Deal?
Well, even if you got YouTube television, you guys like if you got YouTube TV, you could add 5 people to that, and if you guys all each pay $15, you got cable for $15 a month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just gotta work it, man. It's a hustler mentality.
That's what you got to do. Hey, with your thing, you guys should put a hashtag in there for WWE. I got a guy NFL Rumors. He's been telling me to use the hashtags a little more.
Really?
Yeah, and I've noticed the space actually helps a little more when I do that, And then when you're live in the space, I try to tweet it back out again, like every 5-10 minutes, just kind of like fresh it up, you know, or give like little things like Royal Rumble, hashtag Royal Rumble, something like that to draw the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
interesting. We'll have to give that a try.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it works. It's been working well for me. And I mean, I like football, so you guys like wrestling. I don't know. I'm sure you can find little things that draw the crowd. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, your spaces have been hopping, man. Congrats.
they've been doing all right. Yeah, not bad. Thanks. It's fun. It's just fun, right?
For sure.
Especially if you can get some people on. That's the key to it all. You gotta be consistent. You gotta pick a day and just be consistent with that day. That's what I've learned.
And that's what we're hoping now. We're hoping now with football season coming to a close, hopefully we'll get some more people on Sundays.
I think you really will. I think it's not going to be if, it's when. You know, and you guys.
Yes, that's what we were kind of in cruise control until then. Yeah.
Right, and in my opinion, I pin tweet it when I'm going to have a show. You know, I mean that way if anybody comes on me, like I got Carlos on notifications all the time. So when I see that, boom, it's just I'm like, oh, Carlos is in space. I got to jump in.
Thanks, man. Yep, your notifications are definitely on for me too. That's what we do.
Hey, if you guys need anything, man, any of you guys here need something retweet or something, just shoot me up. I'll glad to do it. Don't care what it is.
You're the best, Patrick.
You are too, man. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Cool. I'll just listen in now for a while. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you coming in.
How about those Steelers now? No, I'm just kidding. No, he's just listening.
Hey, they're right there on the couch with my Browns. It's all good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. Yeah. Can't be any worse than Green Bay, I guess, right now. So they were so close.
I think they went farther than people expected them. I mean, if you do that as a team, that's a win.
Right.
Yeah, their quarterback looks good. I can't believe they just keep finding quarterbacks.
Ridiculous.
You know, it really, if you got to see Jordan Love when he was with the Aggies here in Utah, he actually was a pretty damn good player for Utah State, and he was just held back due to Rodgers' ego. I'm sorry. Yes, I said it. Sorry, Green Bay Packer fans, but I call it for what it is. I think if you gave the kid a chance like they did this year, he's definitely going to end up being a really good quarterback, and hopefully he stays with Green Bay long enough.
But at least wasn't Rodgers was mentoring him unlike Favre with Rodgers though. So again, I see both sides of it. I think it's good to have a guy sit underneath somebody a little bit longer too. I see both sides of the argument.
Right. No, I agree with that. I just still felt like he could have.
Oh, Utah gets a one good quarterback, and John's going to go on his high horse, guy.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, who's poking who now, bitch?
So you guys looking forward to most on the Royal Rumble? What's the biggest draw you guys seeing? What are you thinking?
We're actually about to get right to that because we're actually getting started. So why don't we start off with what do you think would open the women's Royal Rumble match or the men's Royal Rumble match, Carlos? Because you're pretty good at calling these.
Here's the thing, I think. If it opens with the men's Royal Rumble, then we're going to see a title change. That's how I see it. So I'm the guy. I'm hopeful that we're going to see Roman lose the belt. So with that being said, I think it's going to be the men's Royal Rumble.
Oh, you think the men's Royal Rumble is going to open it?
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. If we're getting a title change, and again, I think you should leave people guessing. I think the men's Royal Rumble opens up the card.
Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and start with that? And before we really get started, I want to thank everybody here in the space, but also live. We are live on our Facebook page, The Fans of Pro Wrestling, also our YouTube page at Wrestling Fans Insight, also on our Twitch page, The Fans of Pro Wrestling. And for any of you who have followed our website, The Fans of Pro Wrestling, on our opening page, we now have pretty much an embedded channel of our YouTube live. So you can also watching this on our main site as well. So thank you to each and everyone joining us. Why don't we go ahead, like Carlos said, let's start off with the WWE Royal Rumble men's Royal Rumble match. This seems like Carlos mentioned, we do have quite a dilemma with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, with Rollins being torn down with a MCL injury. So there could be a number of scenarios going on. We never know.
Oh, go ahead, John. Sorry.
I was going to say, calm down there, monkey. But
How dare you?
I know. Damn kids. He's already.
Thank you, husband. Stick up for me.
Oh, Lord, you two. You holding hands with each other now or what?
Yeah. We've consummated the marriage.
Don't worry, John. We won't do it in Utah. We know better. Okay.
Oh, right.
Well, no,
exactly.
we're getting to the point we don't care
Utah,
anymore.
I'll take a couple more.
Well,
Carlos has a brother. You know.
well, it's only legal.
Not there, right?
It's only legal down in Zion Park, so you're good, Chris.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there. Anyways,
Park in a driveway, drive in a parkway.
that's right. So, Carlos, why don't you go ahead and start off?
So before we got on the air, I just want to ask this question on the air. So, and again to the group, because let's say worst case scenario, Seth Rollins has to forfeit the belt tomorrow, and again, the reason I'm asking this because this affects who I predict. So, if Seth Rollins has to forfeit the belt tomorrow, then does the Royal Rumble need to be for the world title? I say yes, because I don't think you could. How can you crown a winner who gets to go into WrestleMania if you don't even know the championship is kind of? I just think it would be more prestigious if it was that way, like back when Ric Flair won it. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Yes or no, and then we can go forward.
Well, there was one tweet that was really interesting in the last couple of days. You guys follow Kimberly Ford at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, she made
I don't.
Oh, okay. She made a very interesting tweet out there saying, what if the possibility is Damian Priest cashes in his money in the bank, but not necessarily actually has to wrestle Rollins, but just tell Rollins, look, you can't fight, just lay down and take the pin. Do you guys think that could be a possibility?
So you mean tomorrow on Monday Night Raw?
Yes.
So I think that's a possibility. The thing that I really want to see happen, and again, to me, if there's any chance that Rollins can go, like even if they say it's going to be 5 months and whatever like that, I want to see like either Triple H or Adam Pearce come out, honestly, and just tell him like, you've been a fighting champion, like we have another champ, because I know Rollins is going to want to forfeit the title. I want to see them come out and just tell him, if there's a chance that you can make it, we want to give you that chance to main event WrestleMania, because I feel like he's earned that, because he's never really gotten that besides when he cashed in on Brock and Roman. I want to see him be given that chance, and then they play it by ear up till WrestleMania. That's what I personally would love to see in the storyline, because I think Rollins has earned that, and I feel like there's pressure because he does talk about being a fighting champion and so forth. But I want to see that olive branch be given to him. With that being, and honestly, if Priest came out to try to cash in, I would love to see CM Punk and Drew McIntyre both interfere and be like, no, we're gonna let him go to WrestleMania, and he's earned this. He's earned this by being the champion that he is. That's what I would love to see. But at the same time, I get what her scenario was. I guess I'm okay with that too. But again, if Rollins has any chance of going, I want to see him given the opportunity to be given to him, because he's earned it.
Bryan?
Yeah, if we went with that scenario, I wouldn't be opposed to it, because, we still have time between Rumble and Mania. And one of the things I hate about the season is when they don't have like a nice plan or story to keep me drawn in, right? They just say, well, the Rumble happened, they won, and now we have to sit back for 2 months while they do the Road to WrestleMania tour, and then it'll start mattering. So I think that would be a short-term storytelling. I think that, let's just entertain the idea that Damian Priest does get a title without really getting a pin. And I think that carries into a short-term, maybe even a transitional champion type situation that could set up. I don't think he's going to be the main event of a WrestleMania championship match, but I do feel like that could be short-term booking that could keep us entertained on the road to WrestleMania.
William, did you have any thoughts?
Sure. Realistically, it would make sense right about now, if the injury is real, for CM Punk to actually take the Rumble, but I think we're going to see Cody take it. As far as the championship, how I'd like to see that go is I'd actually like to see Damian just cash in, and then, they can roll several different ways after that.
All right. Heather, did you have any thoughts?
Well, the article that I read said that as of right now, there has been no changes, that the match is still going to happen at WrestleMania. That the injury it all depends on how severe it is, because if he has there's one surgery that he can have that he would only be out like 5 weeks. But the other one, if it's going to be more invasive, then of course he's going to be out longer, but he still might make it. But it just all depends right now. But as of right now, there's been no changes to the match.
Where'd you see this article at, if you don't mind me asking?
It was I had Googled and I was looking at. I Googled it and it come up. And it was just they were talking about whether there was going to be any change, because I was looking at I Googled about his injury, about how severe it was or anything, and that was one of the articles that popped up.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I haven't seen anything from any of the regular news sources. That's why I'm kind of curious.
I did hear that if it was a slight meniscus tear, that it would be a little bit shorter recovery time. I did hear that in the news.
Yeah.
Oh. Chris, did you have any thoughts on that?
I never have any thoughts, and I'm quite frankly surprised anybody ever listens to me.
Are we taking over unders on Chris falling asleep during this podcast?
Chris might be not have brain activity. So
well, then it's over. No, just kidding.
Over? Did you say over?
Every time I hear the word "over," I think of you, Chris Haas. So thank you for that.
Well, there you go. That's unfortunate.
That's your gimmick. Yeah, congratulations. You're in my head.
I don't like me either. So shout out to the people that. Anyway, I'm not going to address that. Okay, where are we going with wrestling? I had CM Punk winning the Rumble. I will confess I'm illiterate, and so I did not Google anything. I have no inside knowledge, nor do I have any secondary knowledge. I have no sources. I have no clue what's going on with the injury. Carlos, everybody in here, Heather, I appreciate you having a source there, but I'm completely out of the loop. I watched the television show, but I do none of my homework beyond and even then, a lot of the times, if it's a match that I have no interest in, I'll just fast forward right through it. Okay, so am I doing CM Punk to win the men's Royal Rumble? Is that my bottom line? Because Chris Haas said so.
Sure. No, like you gotta ask what was your opinions about the storyline being projected of Damian cashing in on Cody Rhodes?
Oh, I like I said, I have no idea.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rollins has the belt, and then the Rock head of the table match versus Roman to close out Mania on night 2 is my prediction. So there's no title change for Roman until Mania, unless you listen to Carlos and LA Knight is your champions. Apparently,
are you predicting every match right now? We're just to focus on the men's Royal Rumble. Focus.
I'm not going to answer the question that's asked. I'm going to answer the question that I want.
This guy, God, trolling this thing.
Oh wow, Carlos.
He is kind of.
Hey,
yeah, he really.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it said as noted on Wrestling Observer Radio. Okay. It was on January 20th. That's what it said.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Thank you, Heather.
We're just trying to get what that said.
I want to make sure it wasn't, like one of those like shady like wrestling news or whatever those. We don't want to give those guys a plug, but those shady ass.
Yeah.
CarlosNews.com.
Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, Rainbow Goodness Wrestling.com.
Yeah, I already went off on my tangent last week, so I'm sure I kind of raised a couple.
When you had to plug that by the way, I'm going to Jericho Cruise and blah 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 blah.
Oh no, just don't sit here quote shit on Jericho Cruise when you weren't on the fucking Jericho Cruise,
and we're just gonna keep bringing up the fucking cruise, are we?
Yeah. Did you get your brother on the cruise? No,
Jesus.
I did want to circle back to Carlos' original question though. With the title having to be up in the Royal Rumble. Is that correct? Please.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think the title does need to be defended, meaning the world title, because that's the beauty of the Royal Rumble is you get to choose which title you go after. So I think the winner doesn't have to be for the championship because they can choose. And if they choose to take the road, which is maybe Roman Reigns, that's a tough road mountain to climb as he's been the champion for so long. You might want to take the easier road, where there is no champion, but you have maybe a mystery champion in the future. You don't know who you're going to go up against. So I do think, you know, the guarantee of being a WrestleMania World Championship matchup or a title matchup, you know, gives the illusion of, ooh, do I take option A or option B? So.
All right. I mean, so you think it'd be more prestigious for somebody? Let's say they did like an 8-man tournament to declare the new champion over winning the Royal Rumble.
Say it again. Sorry.
Like, let's just say Rollins has to give it up, and let's say they have to declare, and they're going to do an 8-man tournament to declare the new world champion. You think that's more prestigious than winning the Royal Rumble for the title?
There's only been 2 times where we've had a world championship in a Royal Rumble. And that is Ric Flair and Triple H winning, right? And, you know, to me, I just don't want to add a third name to that. I don't think it has to be a tournament for the championship, but when I win the Royal Rumble, I get my spot at WrestleMania, and I can just sit back and watch and kind of see what happens. Or who's to say that I could even be in the tournament or a battle royal or an elimination chamber, whatever they decide, right? So I can go ahead and jump into any of that, but it doesn't take away my chance of having this title shot at Mania. And so, and if I win, well, okay, I walk into Mania champion. I don't have an opponent. I've got an easy day off. So I think that's just a, you know,
so you can choose either to take the vacated title or face Roman. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically. Now I think the WWE would still try to say, and this is where your general managers come into play, and they would say, no, we will have a champion for you to go after, and we're going to do insert idea, right? Whether it's a tournament or whatever. And at that point, then, you know, you already chose that you're going after a vacant title that's not vacant. And now you're kind of fighting with the GM about it. Right. So
you're saying basically we crown a champion at Elimination Chamber?
I think you could do that. And I think that it makes Elimination Chamber a little bit more prestigious in that sense. It could be, you know, a build up to an Elimination Chamber match. And if I was the person that was already the Rumble winner, well, I would say, well, I got my title shot at Mania. You know what? I want in this chamber match too, because I want to be able to win the title. I want 2 chances to win this title. So
I think like this, like just hearing you talk and so like hearing Rosa's things, I think like I hope what they do tomorrow is that they give Seth time, because then that will let everything breathe still. Like, you know, give Seth time, see if he can go. Give him that time. Then we're going to wait to see how he heals before we strip him of the title, and then that gives a chance for all this stuff to breathe. I hope that's what they do instead of making a quick decision.
Yeah, and you know, and we do have time, and actually that even makes it better, right? Because if Seth has time, well, now you win the Rumble, and you're like sitting there going, "Dang, is he going to be ready or not? Do I want to take that chance?" So,
no, and I would say I hope they just give him the time, and they, you know, take it as a chance to put him over for all he's done, and just give him, because again, I would hate for them to relinquish it. Then he's back the night after WrestleMania. That would piss me off.
Now, if we dust off the old book of wrestling rules from the whatever 80s, 90s. Is it a 30-day? You have to compete every 30 days in that old book?
God.
Isn't that one of the rules?
Yeah, it was supposed to be defend your title
days.
every 30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not get Heather going.
Let's not do that. Talk about poking the bear.
We'll blow that dusty book off and start pulling these old rules out and say, whoa, you have to defend your title every 30 days.
But again, that's the thing for me. Like, again, if it's good enough for Roman, it needs to be good enough for Rollins. Even if Rollins wants a fighting championship, it's the road to WrestleMania. We can get by without either champion defending the title till Mania. We should get the women, man. So are we predicting now who the winner is going to be?
Yeah, why don't we predict
our final 4?
Why don't we predict the final 4, who you actually want to win, and who
most likely will win.
Who most likely will win. We'll start with Carlos.
Okay, so I told these guys this in the beginning. So again, if they have to crown a new champion, like let's say if so, here's my final 4. So my final 4 is going to be CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, and Drew McIntyre. If they need to crown a new champion, like let's say they go with my storyline, then I think Drew McIntyre wins. If they don't, and if the Royal Rumble is for the shot that best for man, then I think Cody wins.
So you actually want Cody to win, or you want?
And I want Cody to win. Yeah, I don't. I hope they give Rollins time. I hope that they let it breathe just in case, because again, he's a machine. He can come back. I hope that he gets to. I want to see Rollins. I want to see Rollins and Punk, because that's the money match. I don't really think there's anybody else besides Drew that can replace Rollins in the. Here's the thing I'll ask you guys. So let's say if it's CM Punk versus Damian Priest, right? If it's CM Punk versus Drew, would you put that in the main event of night one over Rhea versus Becky? I wouldn't.
Absolutely not.
No.
Exactly. See, so that's so in order for Punk to finish his story, and you know, for main eventing WrestleMania, I really hope they give Rollins a chance to heal, because I only think Rollins versus Punk is greater than Rhea versus Becky for night one of WrestleMania.
What is CM Punk's story?
Main eventing WrestleMania.
That's his story.
In trouble.
That's his story. It's not about winning the title of WrestleMania. It's about main eventing WrestleMania. That's his story.
I thought it was going to be complaining in the unemployment line.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I was right there. I said not in trouble with the owner of the company, so you know. But to what you guys were saying though, that's why I don't like. That's to what you guys were saying, because everybody's like, "Oh, CM Punk's going to win the Rumble." I'm like, I don't think it should be CM Punk, because having him not win the Royal Rumble gives him something to go after next year. Yeah. So because if you give him everything now, he could become that disgruntled employee. So give him something to fight for. You know, let him win the title next year, or let him win the Royal Rumble next year. Give him something. Give him something to shoot for another year that he has not done, because he has not won the Royal Rumble. So I wouldn't give it to him. I wouldn't give it to him till next year at the earliest. So maybe he'll be the model employee for another year. Right. Well, we go to Bryan with his final four, who he actually wants to win, and what will actually come up with the winner.
So I want to just start out by saying the WWE has done a really good job of making multiple guys relevant this year, and that's something that they have not always done in past Rumble seasons. So I definitely want to give them credit for that. They've told a story, so to speak, and all about the theme is finishing a story, and it's for Cody Rhodes to finish a story, and it's for Drew McIntyre to finish his story. And they've given that theme across the board, right? And I like that. And I like that because it's predictable, but not unpredictable, meaning you would believe what was happening with any of these guys. My final four is going to be the same as Carlos, right? So I do believe that it's Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and then CM Punk.
CM Punk.
I know he's the one I just want to discredit in my head. So, but those four, you know, that does make sense for the four most likely to win. I mean, you could float the idea of The Rock being in there, but I think it's important for the WWE to establish these guys a little bit stronger, and The Rock can be thrown into this WrestleMania road at any time. You know, he just shows up and people throw their arms in the air, right? So ultimately, I feel like who will win is going to be Cody Rhodes. I feel like he is going to be the PR machine for WWE, John Cena 2.0 in a way. And I feel like if not this year, I mean, when, right? I mean, last year I felt like that should have been the case. But if Cody wins this year, it needs to be an early entry into the Rumble. I don't want to see another, hey, I'm entering at number 28 or 29 or late, and then he wins it. He needs to kind of get beat up in this thing a little bit. That's who I'm predicting to win. CM Punk, I don't think you can give that to him, because I don't think the guy comes back in the company and you just throw the keys to the kingdom at him, right? Like, I don't think it's fair to guys like Drew McIntyre and guys that have been there for so long and worked so hard and been the company models, right? I don't think you can just throw an employee the keys like that and say, yeah, I'm going to give you the ticket right to the straight main event. Even though he is a draw, he will be a feature attraction at Mania. Don't get me wrong. He will draw money because there will be fans that will pay to see Punk in whatever match he is in. So at that point, Drew McIntyre is the one I would love to see happen. But ultimately, there's a guy that with a slight edge over that, and that is Gunther. I want to see Gunther win this Royal Rumble. So that's the one that I want to see win. And it's because it's the one that people least expect, but they wouldn't be surprised if he won. He went the distance, and I believe it's the longest Royal Rumble time spent in a Rumble match last year, and he was down to the final two. And I know in many years past of watching Rumbles, whenever there's a guy like that that's kind of a marathon guy, the WWE just loves to make him win a Rumble in the future, whether it's the year or the year after. So that's kind of where I would see nobody would get mad at Gunther winning that match and going after the Rollins title, the world title. And I think that if Rollins is ready, that would be a great match at Mania. But ultimately, I think Cody is my official prediction. But what I want to happen, I would love to see Gunther win the Rumble.
All right. Heather, I know you didn't really come prepared for this part, but do you have a final four who you think will actually win and who you want to win?
I have the same Final Four as they do. I actually wrote it down before. Don't think I cheated off y'all, because no, I actually have written it down.
I thought you put Tom
And I,
Moxley in there.
but then, like, I put that CM Punk would most likely win because I was thinking about how, you know, he came back and he seems to be a big draw and all that stuff. And plus, everybody just kissing his ass and stuff. So I put, you know, that he would most likely win. But I want Cody Rhodes to win. So.
Okay. William?
Dragunov, I already know. Dragunov, Braun Breaker.
Wow.
Almost.
Don't poke the other bear, Bryan. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm totally gonna cheat because I couldn't see any other way than those final four that you guys already talked about.
So you're going with the same final four?
Yeah, but mine's gonna be a little bit different because it's just straight up Cody to me.
Sounds good.
So you want Cody to actually win and you want Cody to win?
Yep.
Okay, well, that works.
Pretty quick, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely Punk, Rhodes, and McIntyre are definitely going to be three of the final four. Gunther's going to be a hard one. It's very rare that we see any Royal Rumbles that have the same guy make it to the final four twice. It's happened before, obviously, but I'm kind of with you guys on that, though, especially that promo that Gunther delivered on Monday Night Raw. In fact, if I remember right, was last year the first time we ever had the number 1 and the number 30 entrant be the final two in a Royal Rumble? Does anyone remember?
I cannot recall one other time.
It sounds like a good stat. Yeah, let's roll with it.
Yeah, because I think Gunther entered at number 1 and Cody entered at number 30. So that's what I found a little interesting with the final two of last year's Royal Rumble. With that being said, though, I don't know. I just see WWE throwing a curveball at us, even though we haven't seen them much. I think Punk will actually win the Royal Rumble. Why, I don't know. I just see it happening. But as far as who I want to win the Rumble, I actually am right there with Bryan. I would like to see Gunther win it because it's been a while since we've seen anyone win the World Championship while holding another mid-card title like the Intercontinental Championship, except for Rollins that one year where he defeated John Cena for the U.S. Championship while he was he the WWE champion or he was WWE champion back then. So I think Gunther would be I think he would be very deserving of having that honor, carrying a mid card and the world championship at the same time. So
really quick, you guys. So the other person I would throw in there might possibly be Solo. And the one thing and so here's the one thing is actually I had to put it out there on my other group was like if they had to is it because this is the only thing is like this because I thought if they had to get a new champion, I think Gunther winning the title and then him relinquishing the Intercontinental title without ever losing it adds a lot of prestige to it. But and I was almost going to say that too. But the one reason I didn't is what would you rather see Gunther versus Punk for the world title, or would you rather see Gunther versus Brock Lesnar for the Intercontinental title? Because I really want Gunther and Brock, so that's why I didn't go with it. But I was almost right there with you guys.
I just can't see them putting the IC championship on Brock. It would be for me. That would be hard to believe.
Gotcha. But would you rather see Gunther versus Punk or Gunther versus Brock at WrestleMania in general?
Punk.
Okay.
I just want to see Gunther chop the shit out of him. That's all.
it's your retirement.
That might be his welcome back to the WWE.
There you go.
You got to initiate him again, right?
Yeah.
So
he'll take that damn Pepsi tattoo off his ass. Sorry, Rock and Sock Connection. We're going to hold off on comments after we get the main part of the podcast done. So please be patient if you still want to talk.
And you guys can give your predictions afterwards too. We'll let you guys chime in.
Yeah. So when we go ahead and move on to the next.
Real quick, can I ask a question to the team for the Royal Rumble match for the men's? Out of those, we all agreed on the final 4. Could you see either combination of those final 4 guys, like any 2 of them, fighting in a feature match at WrestleMania? So maybe this group of 4 guys, 2 of them end up fighting each other in a feud. If that happened, but not for the title necessarily, who would you think?
Well, I think Drew and Punk, because that's where I would pivot, because after their promo last Monday on Raw, I think if like I said, I think if Drew can't go, I think him and Drew's. I think if Rollins can't go, I think Punk and Drew's the next best thing. But like I said, if it's not for the title, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind it if they pivoted. Again, they could pivot, like I said before, they could pivot too, and then we could get Brock versus Gunther for the world title too. Then you just have Punk fight Drew, and Punk has to wait another year and see how he handles it. Again, is that the right decision? Not necessarily, but at the same time, things happen, and you gotta be a team player. So it wouldn't necessarily be the most wrong decision in the world. So yeah, I definitely could see Punk and Drew fighting at WrestleMania.
I would say, if anything, it would be Rhodes and McIntyre.
Okay. Yeah, because just in those thoughts, I was thinking, because sometimes these feuds spark at Mania or at Royal Rumble for Mania, and a lot of times it's the guys eliminating each other or something. So I just kind of thought with those final 4 that we couldn't end up seeing a match between 2 of those items. So. And
that's why I think also maybe maybe instead of Gunther in the final 4, it's Solo, because again with our final 4, there's nobody from SmackDown in there, and so that's why I would almost maybe put Solo in there instead of Gunther, and I could see Gunther coming in, and I could see Brock coming in and eliminating Gunther right before the final 4, and then that sets up their match for Mania.
All right, guys. Sorry, don't want to cut it short, but we got to get going here. So while we move on to the United States Championship match, champion Logan Paul will be defending against Kevin Owens. William, go ahead and start with yours.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not going to hold back on it. I'm sick and tired of seeing vacant champions in WWE. So, fuck Logan. I want KO.
How dare you?
Well, Carlos already offended like usual. So, Carlos,
Logan Paul.
Ooh,
drink Prime. I think the match for Mania, and again, because I want LA Knight to have his WrestleMania moment, I think the match for Mania is Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States title. So I think Logan retains.
Fair enough, Bryan.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is becoming the credible challenger role in the WWE, where he's a former champion. He's the guy that you can plug in, but ultimately you don't want him to take the win for the championship. And I think going into Mania, it's all about this new brand merger with Endeavor, with UFC. They want WrestleMania to be the most amount of eyes that they can have on this product, because this is going to be their coming out party for the new company being merged together. And so ultimately, Logan Paul is going to be a part of that as champion, because he's going to bring eyes that wouldn't normally watch wrestling, but they like Logan Paul. And also Prime Energy and all the sponsorships and all this fun stuff, right? So strictly from the business perspective, yeah, Logan Paul shows up at the Rumble. He has a great match with Kevin Owens, because we all know Kevin Owens is a good wrestler and he's fun to watch. But at the end of the day, it's all about moving Logan right on into the main event world of not the main event, but WrestleMania, to the point where he is just going to be, the guy that's going to bring eyes to the product.
Heather?
I can't stand Logan Paul. I want him gone. So I think Kevin Owens is going to win.
I'm giving my shocked face on TV right now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I'm so surprised.
And for me, I'm kind of right there with Carlos. I really think it's going to end up being LA Knight's time to shine at WrestleMania, and I think this would be a good setup. So I would have to say Logan Paul will end up retaining the United States Championship. Right. Well, why don't we go on to we'll
Hey, Chris Haas, can you mute your mic, please?
Oh, I was going to say Logan
Oh.
Paul wins.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
All right, thank you.
There, I'll put Chris Haas there then. All right. So
because you guys were open talking to each other for a second, so I was like, that's all right. We're good.
all right. So why don't we go on to the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
Not the Women's Royal Rumble first?
Nope.
All right.
Just deal with it. So the Royal Rumble, the Fatal
What?
4-Way for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Champion Roman Reigns will defend against AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton in a Fatal 4-Way. Heather, I know you're really dreamy of this championship match. Who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win? Well, I don't want Mr. Paper Champion to win, but I'm pretty sure that's who's going to win. I would like to see Randy Orton win.
All right.
But I know that's not going to happen because, we got the Mr. Paper Champion.
So who are you actually selecting?
Randy Orton. No, Roman Reigns. He's going to win.
Oh, dear. William?
Yeah, no, we still haven't even seen, The Rock versus the head of the table for the head of the table match. So it's going to be Roman.
Okay. Bryan?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. It's going to be Roman Reigns that wins this. It does nothing for him to lose the title in a 4-way battle. It's got to be one-on-one. It needs to put somebody over eventually. It needs to mean something on a big stage. So Roman is the right choice, and Roman is going to be the one that wins.
Carlos?
I'm going with Randy Orton. I think that. See, here's what I predict.
No, you are not. Are you really?
Yes, absolutely. I think they made it a fail 4-way to get everybody thinking it's not going to happen at Royal Rumble. I think that they did this on purpose to get people pissed off and trolling, thinking, oh my God, Roman's going to lose the title without being pinned. Oh my God, this is so stupid. They're not going to do it right. He's not going to do what's right for business. I think Randy Orton's going to pin Roman for the title in the Fatal 4-Way. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Solo out there. Solo's going to be out there trying to distract. Solo's going to be out there taking care of AJ. You're going to have Jimmy Uso out there taking care of LA Knight. Roman Reigns is going to try to cheat to defeat Randy Orton. Out comes The Rock to stop them, and then he stops him from cheating. Randy Orton beats Roman 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton's the new world champ. This is the new WWE Universal Undisputed Champion.
Commit to the bit, Carlos.
Because the Rock and Roman do not need the title to fight each other at WrestleMania.
All right. Lock of the night. Roman Reigns.
All right.
Well, Chris Haas for Reigns.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Carlos says it, just bet the opposite. You'll be rich.
Damn.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, I think Bryan was already jumping out of his seat and bitch slap him.
Carlos has wanted Roman to lose this title for a while. I remember you wanted LA Knight to win.
LA Knight, yes.
Saudi Arabia show, and you were like, "Oh, he should win the title here. That's what's going to happen." I was like, "No, it's not. It's."
But here's the thing that I think that people don't think. I'm so tired of hearing people say that he's got to beat Hogan. Nobody gave a shit about that a year ago. And the thing is, as soon as Roman loses in a year, nobody's going to be talking about this because they're going to change this. They're going to change the story, and it's going to be the next story is going to be, can Cody continue on, with this story? It's like they're going to change the narrative. Nobody's going to care about this reign in a year or two anyway. So it's pointless. It doesn't matter if he defeats. It doesn't matter if he goes over Hogan or not. It's fucking pointless.
Damn, get the man some Astroglide.
And to keep it,
no, we used a good lib, no Astroglide, honey. We gotta get
keep me honest here. I don't believe he'll break Hogan's record until like September, right? So it's a while, I believe. So I don't know if he'll go that far with the title. I do think it's a Mania showdown.
Oh dear, are you okay, Carlos?
I'm good. I mean, I'm comfortable with my prediction, and again, I'm fine with that. Here's the thing. I think before Randy retires, I think that Randy's gonna be the 17-time or 18-time world champion. I think he goes past Flair. I mean, he is a Triple H guy, and Triple H has never had a chance to book him. And so again, I'm keeping the faith. It is what it is.
All right. Well, I'm going with the majority. I think Roman
That's
Reigns still retains. Sorry.
I hope anybody but Randy wins because I don't want to hear it from Carlos for 2 months.
Oh, if he wins, you all better just fucking disappear. You
I'll
better
just
just
like
delete your X accounts. Fucking don't come around. Yeah, because I'll be taking a fucking victory laps.
Yeah, you realize we'll never hear the end of it, right, Brian?
We won't. No, that'll be it. And
Well,
rightfully so.
Because again, how long did I say that? How long have I been saying The Rock was coming back? And everybody was like, "Oh, you're dumb. He's not coming back. Oh, we're over this." And now look who's coming back.
Well, no, we never said you were dumb. We just didn't agree with them putting a championship on The Rock.
I never said they're going to put the title on The Rock.
Oh, I thought you did, but
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So
there with a walker.
That'd be stupid.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, now if Carlos has got his hemorrhoids under control, we'll move on to the WWE Royal Rumble Women's Rumble match. William, I know you've kind of got your pick who you actually want, but you have a final four for him?
I do have a final four. And this one's going to be, I mean, obviously kind of interesting and controversial. I think your final four is going to be Nia, Becky, Bianca, and I think Mercedes.
Oh, you think Mercedes?
Oh, boy.
Coming back?
Yep.
Wow.
Who I want to win is Becky, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nia.
Okay.
Okay.
That's actually fairly interesting. Will's predicting the return of Mercedes Moné at the Royal Rumble. So, well, we move on to Bryan.
Yeah, and I like the Nia prediction. That's a good fresh take. Your final four, just to recap, you had Nia, Becky, Mercedes, and who's your third or fourth?
Belair.
Belair. Okay. So my final four is going to be the ones that he mentioned, except for instead of Mercedes, I'm going to put Bayley in that spot. Actually, scratch. I'm going to do Becky, Bayley, Liv, and Nia. So Becky, Bayley, Liv, Nia. Is going to be my final four. And I feel like Bayley is going to win this women's match. I feel like it makes a lot of sense for her to go on within, this damage control storyline has just been going on, and they've stretched it out for a reason. So I feel like Bayley's going to get her title shot for the champion of her choice. I'm okay with that, Indian, and I would be fine with, her winning. I think she definitely deserves it. She's never won a Rumble to my knowledge. I also could see an argument for somebody like a Liv Morgan winning it. Just because usually the fans are pretty heavy behind her, but it would ultimately be to maybe challenge Rhea and then Rhea stomp her at Mania and continue her streak. So, but ultimately I could see, Liv trying to get like the Cinderella story going on.
So you actually think Bayley will win, but you want Liv to win?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a fun Cinderella story. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if Bayley wins, but those are my two spots.
All right. All good. All good. Carlos?
Why don't you go first, Hoppy?
No, you first, because you're acting like a bitch today. So,
so as my husband Chris Haas said, you can book this one or whatever. So my final four again. Here's your lesson of booking. Here we go. It's gonna be Jade Cargill, Becky Lynch, Nia Jackson, Bayley. Who I think is gonna win and who should win is Bayley. At the next event, Elimination Chamber, it'll be Becky Lynch beating Nia to get her receipt back for Nia beating her on WWE Raw, and that's how Becky gets her road to WrestleMania. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, so you went too fast on me. Who are your final four again?
So it's Jade Cargill who will eliminate Naomi, and that's returning Naomi. Then that's how that match will be viewed. So it's gonna be Jade Cargill, Becky Lynch, Nia, and Bayley. Bayley's gonna win.
And
Bayley's who I think should win. And then next month at the Elimination Chamber, the final two in the Elimination Chamber will be Becky and Nia. And Becky will get her comeuppance on her for Nia beating her on Raw. And that's how Becky gets her match at Mania.
Okay, but you got Bayley as your actual winner.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he meant Bayley.
Bayley.
Okay. Just want to make sure before he gets any more bad monkey nacho cheese thrown at me. Heather, who's your final four?
The final four is Bayley, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, and Bianca. And let's see, I want Becky Lynch to win, but I'm pretty sure Bayley's going to win.
All right. I just got to reverse that. So we're good. All right. I'm right. I think definitely Becky's going to be in there. I definitely most believe Bailey will be in there. As far as the other two, that's going to require some thought for me. I could see Liv Morgan coming back, but I don't know if she's going to make it as far as Bryan hopes. I'm going to go with Bianca definitely being in there. And last but not least, I definitely would say Nia Jax will be a part of that Final Four. As far as the actual winner, I think it will end up being Bailey, who I want to win. Definitely Becky. She'd be the first 2-time Women's Rumble winner and definitely would get that nice box office hit with her and Rhea for which one is that one? It's the women's
Women's World title.
Women's World, yeah. I wish they would name the other one a different one, but no, I think definitely Becky versus Rhea for the Women's World title at WrestleMania would definitely be a big draw. Two of the best women in the industry today. I think they would definitely kill it there. So, Chris Haas, did you want to throw any stabs in there?
Oh, okay. So here are the 4 women that I can conceive of winning it in order. I think Bailey is going to win it. That's my official prediction. If I'm wrong there, Becky Lynch. If I'm wrong with that, I think it's a mistake to strap a rocket to Jade Cargill. But she's with the company. She'll be one of the 30 people in there. And, there's a chance I'm wrong and they decided to just shoot her to the moon. And if it's none of those 3, Liv Morgan is my 4th choice with a possibility to win.
All right.
But Bailey's my official prediction if I only get one.
No, you get an actual and who you want to win. So I just put you down for Bailey actually winning. Becky is your want to win. Is that correct?
Oh, who do I want to win?
Yeah.
I haven't given that any thought. But Becky's fine for who I mean, she could main event versus Rhea Ripley for one of the 2 nights. Sure.
Nice. All right. So
as could Bailey. Both of them would be fine.
Hell yeah. All right. So we're going to get ready to open the forum to any of you who want to get on air and speak up.
I want to ask you guys a quick question. I have a booking idea for Royal Rumbles going forward after this year. How would you guys feel if the Royal Rumble, after we get this Rock thing out of the way, how would you feel if at the Royal Rumble we saw champion versus champion between Raw and SmackDown with the men and women, and then the winner of the women's match they get to main event night 1, and the winner of the men's gets to main event night 2 WrestleMania automatically.
I don't hate the idea personally.
Because I think it gives the champion something to do, and then also too, like, whoever wins the Royal Rumble could still pick that person, so they get to main event WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't hate the idea. I do think it might run into a creative booking, like it might tighten up their booking as far as, I think that's one of the issues with Survivor Series, right? They just kind of would paint themselves into a corner. Oh, it has to be champion versus champion, even though we have nothing in. And I think of last year's Royal Rumble where we got a really great Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns storyline, with, that whole, I love that whole matchup with the Usos and everything. And so I wouldn't want to take away their creative writing to have those moments during WrestleMania season, where I do think, the champion versus champion thing is more of a Night of Champions thing or somewhere, in that off season. But I see what you're saying with it.
Because it gives the champion something to do at Royal Rumble instead of like right now, like for example, neither woman's booked for the show. What do they do? Kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I don't hate the idea, but I think a lot of this is also going to be driven by how the momentum is for the character with the fan. So, yeah, I don't hate the idea. I just don't see it working. Do you have anything, Will?
Personally, I wouldn't want to see it just because I think it would cause way too much conflict with scheduling. And yeah.
All right. So again, before I open the form, do you have anything else, Carlos?
That's all.
Okay. So anybody who wants to give your
You're at least you're learning finally.
yeah.
You
Well,
can't teach a monkey new tricks.
well, no, we just don't need the bitch riled up anymore. If any of you want to give your Royal Rumble predictions, please go ahead and hit that mic request down there at the bottom left corner in the X app space, or those of you who are listening on the platforms and are able to comment, go ahead and throw your predictions in the comment box. But any final thoughts as far as the Royal Rumble, Bryan?
No, I feel like this is just going to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of wished it was yesterday because I just found myself. This is how desperate I was for wrestling yesterday. I was playing AEW Fight Forever. That's how desperate I was. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm playing Fight Forever.
Okay.
So I really, really, really am ready for Royal Rumble. And I'm excited for next week. And I can't wait to get in and see the most unpredictable show ever.
Okay. I'm really not trying to hate on AEW, but is the video game really that bad?
I'm just gonna say it. I mean, it's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't announced the sales for it, so obviously it's bad.
Yeah, like, okay, you really got to be a fan to like it. Like, I like it because I can pick up and easily play it, and without, it's not very technical. It's just like pick it up and I like the wrestlers in it, but I would not recommend it to be bought by anybody. It's for.
So what you're saying is this is perfect for the Atari 2600 platform.
Yeah, I mean, they went for an N64 style, and I mean, they did that, but it's just.
I mean, if I buy it, is it like The Sims, and I can make myself a character and date the wrestlers in it, or no?
Yeah. Carlos, I was gonna say, I know you'll enjoy it because you love AEW, but wait for a sale. Wait for it to be on sale.
And I know what I'm not getting for the Switch.
Nice. All right. So we have Dexter with his hand.
I try to hand him the mic.
Yeah, I already gave it to him.
Okay.
Hey, Dexter, go ahead and throw it out there.
Hey, John. Hey, everybody. I am going to go a little bit out of the box with my predictions today. For my final four, I'm going to go with Bayley, Kari Zane, Chelsea Green, and the fourth, AJ Lee. The person I think is going to win is going to be Bayley, and the person I want to win is AJ Lee, and those are my picks.
Oh, that is very interesting. I didn't even factor in the possible return of AJ Lee, so that would definitely get the fans going there. Probably get a bigger reaction than Punk, maybe.
Oh, definitely.
Can't gotta outdo the husband, So, so Dexter, while we have you here, do you have any predictions for the Logan Paul and Kevin Owens match? Now, Carlos muted everyone.
Sorry, my mistake.
Oh man, that's such a good question. I didn't even think about that one. As much as I want to see KO have another title reign, I don't think they take it off Logan this soon. I think it's a definite Logan win.
Oh, I agree with you. What about as far as the undisputed WWE Universal Championship? Who do you pick for that win?
Randy Orton.
Man, I totally want to pick the upset. But I think it's going to be Roman Reigns, and but who I want to win, who I don't even think is their second choice, is LA Knight.
All right. What about the men's Royal Rumble? Who would you go with your final four? Who would actually win, and who you want to win?
I appreciate the question. Just to be respectful of your time, I haven't even thought about it. But I think they're going to throw. I think they're going to throw LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles all in the Royal Rumble as well. So I'm pretty sure at least two of those guys are going to make the final four. Maybe have a AJ Styles, LA Knight face off earlier in the Royal Rumble, and maybe an elimination there gets one of those guys out of there. Man, I'm just gonna say I don't know at this time. Thanks for the question.
Oh, no problem.
Dexter, thank you for giving your thoughts. I really like your AJ Lee take too. So thank you.
I think she's so let's ask one more question. So Anash, go ahead and give your predictions, and then go ahead, Anash.
Yeah. So for the women's Royal Rumble, the fan photos is going to be Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shayna Baszler. And Becky Lynch is going to end up winning with her and Nia Jax as the last man standing. And for the men's, I feel like it's going to be CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Dang, the other two. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and probably Kevin Owens. And Punk is going to win. And he's going to end up facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That's how I see it. And for Orton and Reigns match, I want Orton to win the Royal Rumble, but it's going to be Roman Reigns is obviously going to win because his crew is going to help him out. But it's going to be like, yeah, even if Cody Rhodes doesn't win the Royal Rumble, I feel like he's still going to end up facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And he's going to end up breaking the streak too. Those are my takes.
Do you happen to have a pick for Logan Paul and Kevin Owens by chance?
Oh, that one. I really hope Kevin Owens wins because Logan Paul, like, at first I liked him, but then like once he became like a cheater, I stopped like being a fan of him. But he's gonna end up winning, sadly, because he's gonna end up using his brass knuckles to win when the refs are not even looking. Yeah, so that's what I see is happening, and or somebody might end up helping Logan Paul in the match too. I feel like they're gonna come and interfere. Yeah, so yeah, that's my take on that.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Hey, real quick, guys, before we leave, a question I wanted to ask, and I forgot was, and again, it goes off what Dexter said. Who do you guys see as surprises for the Royal Rumbles, men or women?
What surprise? Interested?
Yeah.
Oh, Sasha Banks.
Okay.
Who? Mickey James.
I'd love that one.
Yeah, I really hope she comes. Yeah.
Did you have any others, Carlos?
I to go off what Dexter said, I think that we get I think that AJ Lee returns for a surprise. The one that keeps getting mentioned, I want to for the women, I want Naomi and AJ Lee. And then I would love to see like Michelle. Again, I love Michelle McCool. I always love for her to come back. But for me, I want to see maybe Lita come in, and maybe we get Lita versus. I also think Jay, I wouldn't mind seeing Lita versus Bianca at WrestleMania. For the men, I want to see. I don't really. I think the surprise will be X-Pac. I think he comes. I think that'd be a really good surprise to see him get to wrestle. But that's about it. I don't think with the men's being really heavy. I don't know who the other surprise could be because I know Matt Cardona is going to be on the cruise with you, so that takes him out. But they could always fly him in. They could always, you can see a jet line. You could see a plane line. I don't know. I would love to see Matt Cardona surprise people and have it be Matt Cardona. I'm going to hope for Matt Cardona next pop. I hope they work it out somehow. That's my hopes.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble. I don't think it's happening.
Sorry to ruin your cruise, but those are my hopes right there.
Well,
yeah.
Well, the problem is he's defending a championship on the cruise. So.
Oh shit! Never mind.
The other half is I don't want to hear Leroy complain about Matt Cardona being in the.
So how about? So I'm gonna go with this then. I'm gonna go X-Pac and Heath Slater.
Okay. Brian,
I'm gonna put a fun one out there, just for fun. I don't think it will happen. But what's that?
Ryback.
oh, that'd be something.
Ryback eliminates CM Punk.
I've always wanted to see Abyss in a Royal Rumble match.
Oh hell yes, or Nick Aldis. God, please.
I would like to see Abyss. Just I know he's helps out backstage, and I would like to see him get a WWE match. And I think the Royal Rumble would be a great appearance. And maybe we get a Kane showdown in the Rumble, and they eliminate each other, and that's the end of it. So that's my fun prediction.
Abyss and blue, Kane and red.
Red Kane, blue Kane,
or candy cane, either one.
Oh, dear Lord. We're going to get in trouble. Heather, do you have any surprises you want to see at the Royal Rumble?
I didn't have anything really for the men's, but I was thinking, AJ Lee for the women's, and then like Naomi, and then I even had down Sasha Banks, and then, who did I say Liv Morgan? I can't remember, but Liv Morgan, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and AJ Lee was the ones I had written down.
Oh, interesting.
No.
You're not going to throw one?
No.
Oh, geez. What kind of effort are you putting into this?
Fuck off.
Yay, bitches is rubbing off on people.
I was going to say he's already pissed because I asked him to come check on our cats. So.
Oh, while you're on the because you didn't buy him a ticket for the cruise, I'd be pissed.
Bam, there it is.
Because you didn't think about your brother, but thought about the cats first. Yeah, I don't blame him.
Oh shit. Hey Dexter, you got your hand up.
Just call me. What's her name? Red Velvet over here stirring the pot. Mama spoon.
Go ahead, Dexter.
Yeah, my Royal Rumble surprises. I think Naomi's in for sure. I think Sasha Mercedes is a little bit more of a long shot. I forgot one of the guys I had. I really want to see Glorious Bobby Roode. I know he's got an injury thing, but I really want to hear Glorious one more time and maybe give him an elimination as sort of his goodbye.
All right. Anash, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Even though he's like very old, but like I really want to see Scotty Tuhati come.
Well,
he's in AEW though. He's an agent for AEW.
AEW right now, so that ain't gonna happen.
Wait, he is? I did not know that.
Yeah, he's an agent there. He does. Yeah, he's an agent there at AEW.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. So I got a question for y'all. Would y'all agree that 2011 was like the worst Royal Rumble? Because like Del Rio ended up winning, which was just whack as fuck.
I think 2022 was.
How come?
Just everything, just the booking that went on with Vince McMahon, and just that whole Royal Rumble was a hot mess.
Yeah. What about Del Rio win too? Do you think that was just whack?
Which one?
Del Rio when he won back in 2011.
No, I thought.
I mean, you're asking a Hispanic guy, of course not.
That was a right call.
He was a hot heel at the time.
Yeah. I do think that Rumble, because that was a 40-man, right? They tried to extend it and make it larger. And I think it did drag on a little bit more than it should have because they tried to go with 40 guys instead of 30. So from that perspective, I do think it did kind of drag on a little bit for me. But I don't feel that Del Rio went in. I felt like they tried to go with a fresh heel and to try to build up a new guy. And, I applaud him for trying something different.
Yeah, I feel you. That makes sense.
All right. As far as my surprise, I'm going to throw one that's probably going to be way out of the park. I know it's not going to happen, but I can't help but seeing the reports lately. I'm going to throw Okada in as the men's surprise in the Rumble, the men's Rumble. That I think that would be a big one. It's pretty noted that he's always wanted to have at least one match at WrestleMania. So I definitely would love to see that come to life. I think it would be badass.
For me too. I want to see that, and I also think him versus he would give Shinsuke a match at WrestleMania, which I want Shinsuke to have a match at WrestleMania too. So I'd be all for that.
Would you want to see him and Shinsuke, or would you like to see him like up against the likes of Finn Balor or AJ Styles though?
I'd rather see him in Shinsuke because I think for at least for this year, I think Shinsuke has done a lot of great work, and I want to see him get rewarded with having a match at WrestleMania. That's my personal opinion.
Oh no, nothing wrong with that. I like the idea. So, as far as the women though, yeah, I don't know. With all the things with saying that Monet may more than likely end up signing with AEW, I think we might get a swerve. There could be a possibility. I think she shows up at the Rumble, but it may be also a one-off. Who knows? So I never say never, especially in the WWE. But did you have any final thoughts for the Rumble, William, as we're going to wrap it up here?
I would have rather seen more matches go on, but whatever.
Well, I mean, really, each Rumble is probably going to be an hour long. And between the other two, you're probably looking at a 3-hour event already. So that's about the normal length of what a WWE PLE is. I think the most exciting thing I'm going to wait for is to see if they have a press conference and Nick Hausman shows his face. So, you know.
Oh, God. I thought he was going to be on the Jericho cruise, no?
Yeah.
Wearing a mask the whole time.
Yeah.
Trying to get scoops.
he probably should be if I'm on that ship. So, did you have any final thoughts there, Brian?
No, like I said, I'm just ready for the Rumble. I'm ready for the most unpredictable PLE every year. I mean, so that's what I love about the most is it's unpredictable, and I love the fact I like being surprised. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for sharing the hype build up with me, and
what's your hype level, Brian? Is it a 10?
It always is for Rumble. It's very hard for me to not be excited about this pay-per-view or this PLE every year.
Cool.
And, my wife's right there with you. Sarah always says she loves the Royal Rumble over WrestleMania just for that very reason. So I think this will definitely be a great start to see what kind of WrestleMania lineup we'll have after this event. Heather, did you want to give any final thoughts for the Royal Rumble before we call it good?
No, I'm just ready for it to happen.
All right. Carlos?
I'm just like with William. I wish there was one more match on here. I wish there was a women's match added. Again, there's still time for that. Again, that's for me. I just would like to see one more match added. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to Raw tomorrow. I can't wait to watch Raw. I think because what happens with the Rollins is going to just put a lot of things in motion. So again, I think if he got here, it'd be an unfortunate thing, but I think it'd be a blessing because there's so many different ways they could do this too. Again, I'm really excited too for this. I'm thinking about even doing a pop-up space tomorrow after Raw. I'm definitely gonna do one for the Royal Rumble. So it's just an exciting time right now. I'm excited for pro wrestling. We're eating good this year.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and give some shout outs? You probably don't have any shout outs, do you, Will? Heather, you want to throw any shout outs?
No, I don't have any.
All right. Brian?
Yeah, let me I just want to shout out obviously Anash and Dexter and everybody in the chat, or in the space that joined us today and added some value to this conversation. Thank you. Shout out for Heather and Will being back. It's just great having this whole team back together. And then finally, I want to shout out Ted, formerly Hillbilly Hill, but Ted from Ted's Takes. He just passed up 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, so I want to shout him out. Congratulations for that.
Congrats.
Carlos?
Just shout out to the Sage Network. We're part of that. Parlay Joe's in the chat is listening right now. Thank you for listening, Parlay. Proud to be part of Sage Network. Thanks for everybody there who supports us. Also, Patrick's group, sports affiliated. Thank you guys for always shouting us out, for supporting us. Just again to everybody who supports us on X, thank you guys for being a part of our platform. And again, just a real quick shout out to Chris Denver. He was in here a little bit. He's been helping out with the chats, and with the shows when other people haven't been able to go because of life happens. So again, a shout out to Chris Haas too for being a good friend of the show. Again, appreciate all you guys.
And a shout out to AZ Jets fan who was here with us, I think, for almost the entire thing. So thank you for joining us in the show. Definitely want to say welcome back, Heather. It's great having you a part of the team again. So hopefully things will get better here and we'll see you a little more here in 2024. Want to also throw out these favorite podcast shout outs that always support us and gives us the shout outs on their episodes each and every week. Jim over at That Fan in the Van. Is This a Bad Take? Done by Garrett. Garrett and Jim, who both combined do the Steel and Teal Talk. Aaron over at Brutally Honest Sports. Dave and Brent over at the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. Coyle, who does the Visit Vegas Places. Chris and Deb with Today We Laughed and Learned. Nate over at Nate Daly's Wager. And also, I want to give a shout out to Austin Boyer there with Wrestling World. He's on YouTube now. If you're having a hard time finding him, I believe he's just exclusive to that for now. So, and also Wrestling with the 80s with BC Hunter. If you're really into the 80s eras of wrestling and love to go back in time, definitely go check out his YouTube channel. And without any further ado, I think it's over.
Over. Did you say over? Nothing is an over until we decided this was an over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
The Germans?
Uh-oh.